is Jalen Rose. I'm David Jacoby. We are Jalen and Jacoby. What is it that we
give
do?
the people what they want.
The Knicks might have lost last night. We also have Wu-Tang member Inspector Deck joining us later on, but we start with the latest on the MVP of the NFL, Aaron Rodgers. A couple of former teammates have weighed in on his mind state. We start with Brett Favre. Here's what he had to say.
I think I know Aaron fairly well, and honestly, I just don't see him coming back and just saying, all right, let's bury the hatchet. If there's not a trade, my gut tells me that he'd rather sit out than play.
Brett Favre says he doesn't see him coming back. However, his former teammate John Kuhn, who was a fullback with him for 9 years, said that he spoke with Aaron Rodgers and he's conflicted and that he may come back. Jalen, how do you think this plays out?
I know you hate follow-up questions, but I have to ask you a small one. It's really important to me. It's extremely important. It's not hard. It's not an SAT question.
Go ahead.
Do you think Aaron Rodgers wants Brett Favre speaking publicly about his situation?
No, not at all.
I don't either. So let me point that part out first. So he kind of hating / dry snitching. That's what I believe first. Let me put that out there. As a guy that saw Aaron Rodgers get drafted, as you see right here, he knows fully well how this situation works out. And ever since they drafted Jordan Love, you know who's been having a lot to say about their former team, the Packers, and Aaron Rodgers' situation? One, Brett Favre. And you know what Aaron went out and did? Just win MVP. That's all he did. He understood that, okay, I've already won a Super Bowl here. I've replaced Brett Favre, and y'all still gonna draft Jordan Love. I'm gonna be a professional. I'm gonna be a professional. And I'm gonna go out and lead us to back-to-back NFC championship games and win MVP. That's how I'm going to reward myself. But this offseason, I was thinking about something, Jacoby.
What were you thinking about?
They could take a receiver in the first, second. They could have took receivers in the first 7 rounds. I don't think that's the main issue. I think the main issue is when you've been with a company for 17 years and you look down at your ledger and you have 0 guaranteed money. That could be Jared Goff, dog. He'll still be unhappy. That can be Kirk Cousins. It doesn't have to be Aaron Rodgers. Look at that, Jacoby. No guaranteed funds. So to me, they drafted Love to be a safety net to Aaron Rodgers. Oh, if he doesn't decide to play and he sits out, then we're just going to take his money back and make him look bad. We already got Love to put out there. But at this point in Aaron Rodgers' career, he's made so much money. He see a guy like Tom Brady playing into his 40s. He can afford to sit the Packers out in order to either get his bread or go to another squad.
See, Jalen, I think you and I see it clearly. When things start to get confusing, what do you do? When it starts to get a lot of information, what do? You follow the money. This is not about him hosting Jeopardy. This is not about him having a fiance. It's not about the 4th down field goal. It's not about drafting Jordan Love. Like that, all of that is just noise. It's not about Brett Favre or John Kuhn. It's about him having no guaranteed money on his contract. And he's the National Football League MVP. It's just that simple when you boil it down. However, there's also some new information regarding Aaron Rodgers. It has nothing to do with former teammates. It has to do with prospective teammates. Apparently, Aaron Rodgers was telling free agents that would potentially sign with the Packers that he would not be there. It's also worth noting that Aaron Jones and David Bakhtiari, 2 of the most important offensive players they have, also re-signed this offseason, and I'm sure they spoke with Rodgers as well. Jalen, what does the rumor about him texting free agents that he's not going to be there tell you about his plans?
So the big corporations and owners in sports, you know what they do? They stick together. You know why? They can have those jobs and teams forever. They can have those jobs and they can have those teams forever. But when things go wrong, you know what you want to do? Replace the talent. They keep those jobs forever. You know how long you can own the team? Forever. And so if you're a guy, absolutely. So if you're a guy like Aaron Rodgers, here's what you have to do. Keep the integrity you have with your peers. If someone picks up the phone and says, hey, Aaron, I'm thinking about coming to the Packers. Are you going to be there because I want to play with you? He can't lie. He cannot lie. Because if he leaves, you know what? Now your peers are mad at you. And you rather have the Packers and your general manager, who you're not seeing eye to eye with, upset at you than one of your peers. This is an easy one.
Jalen, if there's one thing Aaron Rodgers wanted, and it was attention, then he succeeded. Because we're going to talk about Aaron Rodgers to start the show for the next 3 months. I promise. Aaron Rodgers demanded a trade, so we talk about him every single day on this network and others until he gets that guaranteed money that he does not have.
Thank you for putting that back up there.
We can talk about his fiance. We can talk about him hosting Jeopardy. We can talk about fourth down field goal all day. But that is what's going to change the fate of Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, him getting his bread. Moving on, Jalen Rose, I stayed up late for this one. I was so excited to see the New York Knickerbockers take on one of the best in the West, the Denver Nuggets. And what happened? Jokic, straight out the gate. First quarter alone, 24 points, 8 for 9. They had absolutely no answer for the soon-to-be MVP. Jalen, what do you think about Jokic and the Nuggets last night, making the Knicks look like a G League team?
That's what you get. That's exactly what you get. See, you worked with me on this show for years to build up the Denver Nuggets hype train before everybody jumped on the bandwagon. And we crowned our stretch mark 5 the king of Jalen Jacoby years ago. And he has not even taken home the MVP trophy. And you are already die easy? You see the Joker sitting on the throne? He barely even got the MVP trophy. And not only did you jump off the bandwagon, you adopted his teammate.
Oh,
So
I'm
of
off
course-
Jokic. Jokic went mainstream. Jokic went mainstream. I always got my ear to the streets, and Campazzo is the next. My man Campazzo, if this happened earlier, he'd be challenging Ball for Rookie of the Year. I love Facundo Campazzo. Now that Jamal Murray's out, they needed someone to fill that spot. And what did they get? The 5'10 Argentinian. 16 points yesterday, 9 boards. 5'10 and got
So
9 boards
easy.
on the New York Knicks. I love Campazzo so much. Y'all can have the MVP. You can have the stretch mark 5. You can have Jokic. He went mainstream. I'm on the Campazzo train right now.
That's why you sat up late last night and you thought you was gonna watch your die easy Knicks play a great basketball game, and you look up at the end of the at the end of the first quarter, the Joker had 24. Your squad had 12.
So you know what I did? Change the channel real quick because there was a great game on League Pass between the Wizards and the Bucks. The Bucks have been in a couple serious playoff environment games, and this was one of them. Going back and forth, the Bucks look good. They didn't just get contributions from Giannis. It was also Holiday came out and performed because Milton was not available. Big game from Holiday and Giannis, who fouled out at the end. And let's not disrespect Patty C. 2 huge threes from Pat Connaughton at the end of this one as well. Jalen, what did you think about the Bucks? And more importantly, what do you think about the Wizards as they prepare for a playing game?
Quiet as kept, Patty C got bounced. He'll dunk on you. As you mentioned, playing without Middleton. But the thing that stood out to me the most is why you bring in Holiday. He's an upgrade defensively. He has more size and just a better player and leader than Bledsoe, but also he's a better three-point shooter. And that's where they struggle in the playoffs when teams compress the floor around Giannis. They didn't have enough shooting to spread the floor. Now that Giannis isn't settling, and I think they're used to moving him around from just the top of the floor, now putting him on the wing, putting his back to the basket and being more creative with him, now all of a sudden it has unlocked his passing ability and his opportunities to take 1 or 2 dribbles and just get to the bucket. And because of that, that's why, again, it's the regular season. But I'm enthusiastic by what I see about the Bucks.
Now, what about the Wizards?
Is this the most productive and fastest backcourt in the league right now?
Yep.
And by the way, big shout to Brody. Is he the only player in the history of the NBA? Now I'm going to slow this down for everybody.
Okay.
Russell Westbrook, the last 2 basketball games, has 40 assists and 30 rebounds.
Say it again. Say it again. Say it again. Say it again.
The last two NBA basketball games that Russell Westbrook has played, he has 40 assists So that's like John Stockton.
That's 20, that's 20 a game for the math out there.
Right. And then he has like 30 boards. That's like Bill Russell. Or better yet, let's combine the two. That's like Wilt Chamberlain. Oh, as a matter of fact, nobody has done that. The triple doubles and the speed that he's playing with, and Bradley Beal still got over 40. And when you get a chance, tell me 2 people besides Bradley Beal that Russell Westbrook is getting these assists to. Talk about making people better. Okay,
I can do that. My man
do.
Garrison out there, Daniel Gafford out there, just names that you have to Google. You're like, Garrison who? Huh? Where did he play college? I love it. I love watching these Wizards, and we're going to get a chance to watch these Wizards in the play-in tournament, and I would not want to face Beal and Westbrook in that. Now, Jalen, the Atlanta Hawks are not undefeated, but after the break, you're going to tell our audience why Atlanta as a city is undefeated as the Suns fell victim to the city of Atlanta yesterday. Stay tuned. You're watching J&J.